Hiya, I'm in the biggest university complex of Mexico, one of 5 in the world listed as UNESCO Heritage Site. This is Ciudad Universitaria.
Ciudad Universitaria, or University City, also called CEU for short, is the central campus of the National Autonomous University of Mexico, known by the acronym UNAM. CEU was built from 1948 to 1954, representing a great challenge and a great achievement. This campus includes diverse faculties, administrative buildings, sport facilities, recreational spaces, cultural spaces, and even a nature reserve. Before CEU was built, the UNAM faculties and schools were spread across Mexico City. Most of them were located in beautiful colonial buildings in the city center. Over 60 architects, engineers, and artists collaborated to create this monumental site, incorporating the unique landscape, Mexico's history, and our pre-Hispanic heritage. For instance, a remarkable ornament is Tlaloc, the god of rain, which is represented in various places and who was crucial in the cosmovision of pre-Hispanic civilizations. The shield of the university is composed of an eagle and a condor, which are the emblematic birds of Mexico and South America. It includes a map of Latin America, symbolizing the common cultural heritage of the region, and has iconic Mexican symbols like the nopal or cactus, and the volcanoes that are abundant in the country. The motto of the university is, "The spirit will speak for my race," which means that noble actions will represent the values and true nature of our people. In response to the imposed idea of foreign superiority, very popular during the 1920s. CEU is in the south of Mexico City, in an area known as El Pedregal, a particular place covered by volcanic rock. Produced by the Xitle volcano's eruption about 2,000 years ago. This event displays the oldest civilization of Mexico City, the Cuicuilcas. Construction in these volcanic grounds was challenging, and the landscape influenced the space's distribution, which resembles that of ancient Mexican civilizations, with the squares divided by steps, low levels, and slopes. CEU was listed as a World Heritage Site in 2007. However, not all of the campus is comprised in the listing. Only 176.5 hectares of its total 730. Because within this surface, you will find the most remarkable buildings of CEU, which I'll detail later on. This area is very close to Los Insurgentes Avenue, the longest one in Mexico City. Therefore, it is easy to visit by public transport. Of course, you can also drive here. However, the parking spaces are limited in some areas, making it hard to find a spot even for the students. Once here, you can explore CEU in full, riding the free mini-buses called Pumitas. Just check the route, as there are plenty. CEU has facilities to practice most sports, like baseball, American football, volleyball, etc. Plus an Olympic pool and an Olympic stadium. It has multiple spaces to relax and wander around. For example, El Espacio Escultórico, where you will find many colorful sculptures along a path. With the most representative being a massive rock ring of 120 meters diameter, conceived as a representation of the cosmic pre-Hispanic world. Furthermore, CEU has a cultural area with multiple halls, theaters, and cinema halls designed for concerts, plays, and projections. Throughout the year, they host hundreds of events,
which are low cost or free and open to the public. So, keep an eye on the schedule and you will find the classic, modern, folkloric, or unique events.
Besides these cultural events, you can also enjoy a lovely snack or meal in its restaurant, which offers a mix of traditional and modern dishes, like these delicious sopes with a gourmet twist.
Nature conservation is an important university value. Therefore, when CEU was built, 264 hectares were protected as a nature reserve, becoming a wildlife sanctuary in the overpopulated Mexico City. The reserve is divided in 3 main areas, all of which are in the south of CEU. An outstanding part of the reserve is the botanical garden, where you can find a wide plant collection, including local specimens and from different parts of the country.
There are multiple paths and areas to explore, like a greenhouse for tropical plants, an ethnobotanic garden with medicinal plants, and peaceful ponds that make it perfect for a lovely walk and a favorite of the students to wind off after lectures.
In the garden's shop, you can buy all sorts of souvenirs, including iconic and endangered plants of legal origin, helping in their conservation.
Other treasures of CEU are its museums, the most relevant ones being the Museum of Contemporary Art, the Museum of Sciences called Universum, and the recently opened Biodiversity Museum. The Museum of Contemporary Art has a unique architectonic design, and it is located in the cultural area of CEU, presenting the works of modern Mexican artists as well as foreign exhibitions. This museum is open from Tuesday to Saturday, and the current access fee is 60 Mexican pesos. The Universum Museum is further south in CEU, and it's huge, extending over 25,000 square meters. It is so big that you may feel lost at times. So, I recommend you to constantly check the map to make sure you didn't miss any holes. The purpose of the museum is to present science to the public in an interactive, creative, and experimental way, and to promote critical thinking and reflection. It is a great place for all ages, but especially attractive for the younger ones. And to make the most of your visit, I recommend going straight into the visitor's desk as you arrive to enroll in all the special activities. You can also approach members of the staff and ask them for special demonstrations. This museum closes on Mondays and Tuesdays, and the current access fee is 90 Mexican pesos. The Biodiversity Museum is a modern space with a beautiful design. The goal of this place is to promote the conservation of all Mexican wildlife by explaining the origin and the evolution of species, and the role of biologists in understanding the natural world. The museum showcases part of the collection of the Biology Institute in a very attractive way, and presents many interactive expositions with high-point technology. This museum closes on Monday, and the entrance is free.
One of the most representative elements of CEU is its murals, that decorate emblematic buildings. The Rectory Tower is one of these buildings, and it is adorned with murals by David Alfaro Siqueiros, considered the father of the muralist movement in Mexico.
For this particular work, he made textures with concrete that simulate movement and are meant to be watched while walking through the campus.
Other amazing murals, and my personal favorites, are in the facades of the Central Library. They were designed by Juan O'Gorman, who not only made these impressive murals, but also worked as an architect designing CEU. These murals cover 4,000 square meters in total, and they represent the history of science, the history of humanities, the history of Mexico, and the history of the university. To create them, he asked to every mining town in the country to provide the stones of different colors. When the stones arrived, a team of contractors smashed them for months until they had fragments of 2 to 4 centimeters that could be used in the mural. The only color they couldn't find was blue. Therefore, they used color glass instead. But the rest are natural stones from different parts of Mexico. The other iconic building is on the other side of Insurgentes Avenue. It is the Olympic Stadium, which was built to host the 1968 Olympic Games. Curiously, the area in which it was constructed used to be a lake, and unlike the rest of the university grounds, there was not much volcanic rock there, but loose soil. For its construction, the crater shape of the lake was preserved, and the ancient technique of the Mexican cultures of supporting the soil with taludes was used. Furthermore, its exterior is decorated with another remarkable mural that was built using natural stones by one of the most renowned muralists of the country, Diego Rivera. To know more about this painter, who was Frida Kahlo's husband, and see more of his work, watch our video of Coyoacán. The Olympic Stadium is the home of the university's football team, Pumas, which plays in the first division of the Mexican League. By the way, the mascot of the university is a puma, or cougar, and you will find it everywhere in the university logo. And you might have noticed by now that the colors of the university are blue and golden. This was Ciudad Universitaria, a house for the arts, science, and humanities, settled in a beautiful and unique space. If you want me to show you more about this campus, let me know in the comments. Bye now!